You ever just see someone from your past who hurt you and become instantly triggered? Yeah, me too. But we cannot let our past keep us from experiencing our present. So if you've ever been hurt by someone, watch this video because I'm going to be sharing some takeaways that I just recently learned through an experience of mine. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back for another video. I'm Jaden if you're new here, and if not, hey girl, it's good to see you again. On this channel, we talk about self-development, mindset, and how to become our best selves from the inside out. So subscribe if you vibe, hit the like button and the notification bell so that you don't miss a video. So today's topic is a little heavier on my heart, but I think it will be very cathartic for you and me both. So grab a blanket and a beverage and let's get right into it. The inspiration for this video came from a situation that I was recently in, but instead of ruminating on it, I wanted to transmute the pain into passion by creating this video for you guys. So yesterday I ran into an old friend of mine, and I say friend very loosely, when I was out with a new friend. And this girl literally traumatized me when it comes to female friendships. So it was really hard to see her. And it brought up a whole bunch of feelings from the past. So I just wanted to talk today about how to move on from betrayal and what to do when you're triggered. So like I said, this girl literally traumatized me when it came to female friendships, which is heartbreaking because a lot of times friendship breakups can hurt even more than romantic ones. I'm going to say especially for women because we just care for and pour into each other so deeply when we become close best friends that to lose someone that you loved like a sister is so hard. Even when they've done nothing but hurt you, just about. Like there are good memories with them, but when you find out that you were betrayed by someone, you look back on all the times that you shared and all the good memories and wonder if those were even real. And it's a really hard feeling to go through, especially when you are a genuine, kind, caring, empathetic, compassionate, honest, loyal person like I am, like I'm sure you watching are. So as you can imagine, it was very triggering to run into this person because I found out years ago that this girl and her entire family were talking bad about me. And this came as a shock at the time because we were best friends in high school, like best friends, and college roommates. So it was just devastating, honestly, to learn how she'd been thinking about and talking about me behind my back. And I know that people say that you shouldn't care what other people say, but whenever it's someone so close to you, your best friend, that is just really hard to hear the way that they were talking about you when you weren't in the room. So I found out years ago, like in 2019, how she had been talking about me and her family included. And it still is something that I struggle with, obviously. And on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't come up really. But when you literally run into this person after not seeing them for years and you're no contact, she's blocked on everything. And I blocked her family too. When you run into them, it's like, whoa, like stops you in your tracks. Time freezes. I had a visceral reaction. My body reacted to seeing her. I got hot, like my blood started to boil. I was in self-preservation protection mode because that person is not safe. And the fact that seeing someone from my past could do that to me was a little frustrating, especially because it's been years and I thought that I had healed from this, but the universe just showed me that I have more work to do. So that's fine. I'm no stranger to inner work. I've been doing it for the past like 4 years, but this was just always an area that was really hard for me. Because when I love my friends, I love them deeply. And I'm sure you watching do too. And so to find out that someone so close to you has done something so hurtful It just breaks your heart. There's really no other way to say it. It breaks your heart, but it also makes you angry. And for a while, I was stuck in the anger part of that healing process. And then I would go back and forth between sadness and anger. And then other times I would feel kind of numb about it. But like I said, seeing this person after years of not seeing them online or in person, it was jarring to see them 10 feet ahead of me. And after all the trouble she caused me, after all of the ruining of my reputation she tried to do, after all the backstabbing, after all the sabotage, after all the lies, for her to look at me on the sidewalk where we were and go and wave at me with that fake ass smile as if she had done nothing wrong, really pissed me off, if I'm being completely honest. And I stopped in my tracks and I went, hello. And I walked off. And that was the best I could do in the moment. That's all I could manage, because it would have felt like a betrayal to myself to look at her in the eye and smile back and wave as if she hadn't caused me some of the most pain I've felt in my life. That may sound dramatic to some of you, but it's true. When I tell you that I saw this girl as a sister to me, I'm not kidding. And her family, her parents said that I was like a daughter to them. I was invited to the family holidays. Like, we were close. And so for her to do everything she did to me, and then years later, I see her and she just smiles with the fake smile that I saw for years that she'd given to other people. If you have a friend that talks bad about everyone, don't think that they aren't doing it to you. I made that mistake, and it hurts a lot more later once you let them in than it does to cut them off early at the first sign of waspy behavior. It would have felt like a betrayal to myself to smile and wave at her as if she hadn't hurt me, as if everything was fine, as if it had never happened. So I let my tone and my body language speak for me. I said one word, hello. But the way in which I said it, the look on my face, and my body language all said what I didn't say verbally. I can say a lot without saying a word. And you can do this too. If you're not good at it right now, you can do it with practice. But being stoic is something that I've always been good at. Always had a good poker face. So that seemed to be the only appropriate response that I could think of literally in a second. Because it's not like I want to just hash it out on the sidewalk in the middle of town. And it's not like I want to fly off the handle. It's not like I want to let her get me out of character. No, I didn't. But I also could not pretend that our past was a happy one. So my mouth said, hello, but my tone and my body language said, I know the truth. I know what you did. I'm not okay with it. Without me saying all of that. So this is where you use your energy to express what you don't verbally communicate. Man, is this powerful. It is so powerful. Our energy, it is felt. I know she felt that. And the reason that she was talking behind my back all those years was because she was too afraid to say anything to my face. She couldn't do this right here and tell me the things that she was saying to other people about me. That would have been too hard, because someone's so miserable that they turn on their best friend and spread all kinds of lies and rumors about them to try and make other people see them poorly, to try to tear that person down and build themselves up. Someone like that, you can't change them. You can communicate to them how they made you feel, what they did, until you're blue in the face. But some people will never change, and some people will never care to change. So that's why it's best that if you're dealing with someone like that, if you're dealing with betrayal, if you can, cut them off and don't see or speak to them ever again if you can help it. Because when you've communicated to someone that they've crossed your boundaries, that they've hurt you, and they know that, and they know they did something wrong, something rude. They don't deserve to be in your life anymore. They don't deserve to have access to you and your energy so that they can then drain more of it and try and find something else out about you so that they can twist it, because they twist your words and spread whatever narrative they want about you. Don't give them the chance to do that. And I hope that you guys aren't feeling too heavy with this video, because I don't want it to be negative or sound like I'm a victim, but I just hope that I can help one of you by sharing my story and my experience and my thought process and grieving process, so that if you go through this, and I hope that you don't, you can handle it with grace. Because like I said, this person was spreading all kinds of rumors about me. And because we were, as I thought, best friends, I knew more about her than her family did. I knew more about her than any of her other friends. Friends, loosely, because someone like this can't truly have intimacy with another person and be emotionally vulnerable. But with the level of friendship she was capable of, I was the closest to her. I knew the most about her. She knew the most about me. The difference is that I was genuine, I was loyal, and I really cared about her. And I wasn't competing with her in my head, but she was. She was jealous. She was insecure. She was miserable. And she was manipulative. And I'm not saying this to talk down on her, but you will come across people like this in life, and I want you to be prepared. And if you already have, girl, I'm right here with you. It's hard, but you learn a lot from dealing with people like this. So because I knew her and her secrets, I had the power to destroy her in return. I had the power to tell her very Christian, conservative family what she'd been up to with her boyfriend and the crap she was talking on her own family, the family secrets that I knew. I could have, in return, retaliated against her by ruining her and her entire family's reputation. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that, because how could I do that to somebody that I loved? That's why it was so unreal, unbelievable, flabbergasting for me to learn of what she had done to me. And that's when it makes you question whether any of it was real. Because when you're a genuine person and it's real to you, you can't imagine doing what they did. But you know what? I'm glad that I can't imagine doing that to someone that I care about. No matter the terms that we end on, and the terms that I ended on with her were the worst. No matter the terms, I did not stoop to her level. I did not participate. Now, because I was 19 and I was not as mature as I am now, hadn't gone through as much life, hadn't learned as much, I did do things in a way that I wouldn't have handled them now. And I wished that I had been more direct and stood up for myself more. That is the one thing I do regret, is that no, I didn't retaliate. No, I didn't get my revenge and try to ruin her the way she tried to ruin me. But I also feel that I could have said more for myself. I could have stood up for myself better than I did, and I didn't. So I wish I had communicated to her more at the end of the friendship and then blocked her, but instead I just blocked her. She was going around to our mutual friends and trying to find out things about me and my life. So even after I had cut her off, even after she knew that I knew, she still couldn't help but to try and find something out about me. She still couldn't help but to try and figure out how I'm doing or what I'm up to or where I'm working, where I'm living. You know, it must suck to be that obsessed with someone that you're jealous of. Wouldn't want to be her. Ever. And there were times that she would ask for my advice. And as an honest, caring friend, I would give her the advice that she was looking for. Not saying what she was looking for and everything she wanted to hear. No. Because I don't play that. If I love you and you're my friend, I'm going to keep it real with you. Whether it's something you want to hear or not, it's going to be what you need to hear. So she didn't like that. And she asked me advice about her relationship. And so I gave her my honest advice. And she flipped it on me and said that the only reason I thought that was because I'm jealous of her because she's in a relationship and I'm not. And it's just not true because I wasn't competing with her and I wasn't jealous of her. And every time she criticized me and every time she made a judgment about me and every time she made a passive aggressive, backhanded compliment jab at me, she was telling on herself. She was telling me that she was so insecure that she didn't feel good unless she was putting me down. And if you're dealing with someone like this, you need to put space between you and this person. In whatever ways you can, protect your peace and your energy. Because the more you give them, the more they have to work with as far as whatever story they're going to spin up in their web of lies. So start sharing less with them, start spending less time with them. But the other part of that is don't let this one person's betrayal blind you to all the happiness and love that you can feel in other friendships with people who are healthy, who are safe for you to be around. Because when I saw my ex-best friend randomly, although not so randomly because I don't believe in coincidences, I believe that this came up for me to do some inner work and for me to make this video for you now, in case any of you are going through this. What I realized was just how far I have come, how much I'd matured. The Jaden who was friends with her 5-6 years ago is not the Jaden that she saw standing before her that day. It felt good to see how far I have come because my teenage self who was friends with her is long gone and much matured. And I now have a group of girlfriends that are a safe space. And we can be vulnerable with each other and we can share the tough things we're going through. We don't feel like we have to put on this facade and pretend like everything's fine or pretend that we're okay when we're not. And when you're around a backstabber, you kind of have to put on that facade if you want to protect your peace, because the second you tell them mentally I wasn't doing so well because of this and this, or this happened in my life and like it's been really hard, unfortunately, and for reasons I don't understand, they will relish that fact and find some sense of comfort in your difficulties, in your challenges. I think it's disgusting behavior and I think it's utterly confusing, but it's good that you and I don't understand that, because then we'd be just like them. And that is the last thing that we want to be. The day that I saw her, I was with one of my friends now, and she and the rest of my friend group is 100 times, 1,000,000 times better than that old friend who I no longer resonate with anymore. Thank God. It just gave me a sense of gratitude because I'm not the same person, which is good. And I'm not friends with the same kind of people, which is very good. And it's just beautiful to see that kind of growth and have it come full circle, because there was a time that I did isolate myself because I didn't trust people anymore. I didn't trust the women that I would meet because I was worried that the same thing was going to happen to me again. That the second I turn around, they were just going to shove that knife into my back. But after a lot of inner work and a few years later, I am so grateful for that experience because my discernment has strengthened so much after that situation and others. But even if I had met no one else shady, I still would be better off because of that one friendship breakup, because of how difficult, how hard that was, and how many lessons it taught me. That you don't need to overshare. You don't need to share things about yourself and your past right away. It takes time to build a true, genuine, healthy relationship. So anyone who is trying to get you to share too much about yourself and your life and things that you've been through too early, that's a red flag. Whether it's dating or friendships or business. We've probably all heard this saying that time will tell. And it will. It really does. Every time, time will tell. Because Someone who is pretending they like you, pretending to be your true friend, pretending that they care about you, cannot keep up that facade forever. The mask has to come down at some point. And after a few years of being friends with this girl, her mask came down. And I did not like what I saw underneath. I hope that she's not that person that preys on the past traumas, insecurities, and challenges that someone else has gone through. Because if she continues to be that person, she will have no one. And I want you to take pride in the fact that you are not that person, that you are not that manipulative or that miserable, that you try to pull others down to bring yourself up, because it doesn't work. It does not work. People like that may feel better about themselves a tiny bit in the moment when they get to see the look of hurt on your face or see the look on someone else's face when they spread this rumor about you. That doesn't last forever. And the validation that they need from others is a deep, dark, black hole that cannot be filled by a few fixes here and there. So they continue to hurt the people that they meet because they continue to hurt on the inside. And because they don't have the coping skills to figure out what to do to change for the better and how to manage their insecurities and how to work through them, they continue to hurt others. And it is true that hurt people hurt people. It doesn't matter what kind of excuse they throw out. We've all been through something. We all have baggage. We all have trauma. We've all been hurt at some point. But if you're dealing with somebody like this ex-best friend that I'm talking about, and you speak up for yourself and you communicate your boundaries or where they have hurt you, and they give you an excuse for why they did what they did instead of a genuine apology and a change in behavior, then it doesn't matter, because we've all been through something. And I know that you have pain and you have hurt, but you didn't go and hurt them. No, you tried to help them. You tried to love them. You are not the same. And that is such a blessing. So please do not let these miserable people get you out of character and pull you down with them. Leave them where they are and rise above. It really does pay off to be the bigger person, because if I had flown off the handle and acted a fool, I would be feeling real foolish right about now. But I didn't. And I've always been told that I'm an old soul. And I think it really is true, because I have felt that way my whole life. And just the way that I handle things, you wouldn't expect a 24-year-old to be able to handle these difficult, challenging, toxic situations as well as I have. But I do. I keep doing what I do, and so will you. We're just going to keep getting better, because look at the karma they're raking in. Yikes. I would not want to be on the receiving end of their karma. But us, oh, we are raking in that good karma for sure, by not letting them get us out of character, by not stooping as low as they do, by not getting revenge, and by working on ourselves and figuring out how we can move on from what they have done to us. And as hard as it is to look at a situation of betrayal and think, this is happening for me. Yeah, it's probably not going to run through your mind in the moment, but sometime in the future, when you've had more time and space apart from that person and that situation, you will be able to look back in hindsight and see how that helped you. I can look back now and see how much it has helped me to be able to clock the bullshit from a mile away, to put a stop to it, to put a boundary up, to put space between. Yeah, it's helped me a lot to deal with someone who treated me so horribly at such a young age. It's helped me so much in my young adulthood, and will continue to help me as I grow and evolve. Situations like this truly just build your discernment. It is a muscle, and it strengthens every time you have to go through something hard like this. So you're getting better and better while they're getting worse and worse. And the fact that they're already jealous of you and already trying to pull you down, it's going to confuse the heck out of them when they see how you've made lemonade out of those lemons. They put you in a sour situation and you turned it around and made it sweet for you, so that you could show up better for you, and so that you could show up better for those who truly love you. And they're not going to understand that because they don't know how to do it. And until they get professional help, they probably won't figure out how to do it. So I don't hate her. There was a time that I maybe did or got really close, but that only hurts me. It only hurts me to carry around hate for another person. What does hate add to your life? Does hate make you feel good when you wake up in the morning? No. Why do you think they feel so shitty? It's because they probably hate themselves, hate their life, hate their circumstances, hate their job, hate their partner, hate their family. They have so much hate in their heart and so much insecurity, so much envy, that they truly do not even know how to show up in a genuine, honest way for someone else. People can only love you and know you at the level that they love and know themselves. So we have to learn to recognize this in others and not expect someone with a 25% capacity to be able to love us at 100%. They literally don't have the capability of it. You cannot teach a shallow person to be deep. You cannot teach a shallow person to be deep. And the more chances you give someone like this, and the more you try to show up and love them and teach them how to love you and be there for you and be good to others, the more you subject yourself to the hurt that they inflict on you by being an unconscious, unawakened, inconsiderate human being. It's no shade to them. There's no hate, but don't stick around for it. They are judging you so harshly because they judge themselves that harshly, because their family judges them that harshly. They probably learned this behavior from their family. It is not your responsibility to try and help someone unlearn years of conditional love, of manipulation, and judgment. That's not on you. And when they start to subject you to the same behavior that they were subject to, that's when you have to put your foot down, take a stand for yourself, and move on. Go where you're valued, go where you're appreciated, go where you're loved. If it's not there with them, no matter what kind of relationship it is, don't stay in that. You can still love someone, but love them at a distance. You can love someone without allowing them to make you their punching bag. Betrayal is one of the hardest things to get over. And it forms such a deep wound, but we have to learn how to heal ourselves or seek help on the journey of healing ourselves, and know that it's not going to be a linear process. Time is not actually linear. The grieving process is not linear. And when you have a friendship breakup due to betrayal like this, that will not be a linear healing process. Some days it's going to hurt like hell. Other days you may not feel much of anything. Some days you might want to try to put yourself out there and make new friends. Some days you may feel like it's never going to be safe to make friends again, and you'll want to isolate yourself. But I'm here to tell you that it does get better. It does get easier. It does hurt less with time. And one day when you're farther out of the situation, you will be able to look back on that and see the lesson in it. Not everyone that we meet, not everyone that we're friends with, not even our own family sometimes, is meant to be here with us for the whole journey. Sometimes the person that you're meant to become and the heights that you're meant to reach in life are too much for the people around you. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. If I had listened to my intuition about that friend, I wouldn't have gone through everything that I did, because I did get a bad feeling about her when I met her. But I didn't listen to it. Listen to your intuition. And if you feel that your intuition can't be trusted, or you were made to feel like you couldn't trust your intuition, I want you to find ways that you can work through that so that you can work with your intuition from here on out instead of against it. Because our intuition is amazing. Because our intuition, our energetic body can pick up on things that you haven't seen or heard yet. Things that that person doesn't want to show you, because if they did, they know you wouldn't stick around. So work on strengthening your intuition so that you can quickly suss out the snakes in the grass. Everything is energy. Some things look solid, but if you remember from science class, everything is matter and energy. And the things that look solid, like my hand or this iPad, they're really just small particles vibrating so fast that we can't tell that they're not one unit. Your intuition, your spirit knows things without needing an explanation the way that our human brains do. So logically, you may think, well, I have no reason to dislike this person. But there's something energetically that you could have picked up on that made you second guess them. Listen to that. Play little games of intuition strengthening with yourself so that you learn what your intuition sounds like, you learn what it feels like, and you learn to listen to it the first time. Yep. Because once you strengthen your intuition and your BS radar, you won't put up with as much. You won't be put through as much because the people that are on some BS will know not to mess with you, that you can see right through it. If you are dealing with betrayal right now, I'm sorry. He didn't deserve that. I know it hurts, but I also know that it gets better. And I want you to let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. Don't bottle it up. Don't hold it inside. That will only make things worse. But feel everything you're feeling and then release it. Let them go so that you can step into the fullness of who you are. And I want you to think of it like this. I just went through something so hard, something so hurtful because of someone I loved. And that really sucks. And I allow myself to feel everything that I need to feel. But I will not allow myself to stay stuck in the past and stay stuck in those feelings because there's more life to live. We're not done yet. If you're watching this video, you are not done yet. And now you're going to get to go through life so much more prepared, so much more experienced, so much more mature because you went through such a hard, difficult, sad, heartbreaking situation like betrayal. And you're going to get to take that wisdom and that knowledge with you to every other situation and every other experience and person that you encounter. How amazing is that? No one can take from you your learned experiences. So you are that much stronger and that much more powerful and that much wiser because of this hurt that you went through. So instead of looking at it with a victim mindset, look at it with a victorious mindset. We are not the things that have happened to us. We are not our past. So do not miss out on your present because you're stuck in your past. Let it go. Let it go. Take a deep, calming breath. And let it go. And I don't know about you, but looking at it through that lens makes life a whole lot easier. It's so much easier to look at the lesson in the experience and take that with you than to look at the heartbreak and carry the hurt with you. We are getting better, not bitter. Okay? So, while we will still feel the vast human emotions, we don't have to stay stuck in them. So, I did feel anger and sadness and frustration and confusion all over again when I saw that person. But I'm transmuting it. Don't ruminate on what happened. I know it can be really easy to get stuck in overthinking and to stay stuck in your mind. But when you notice that you are doing that, I want you to take a step back and go do something. Go for a walk outside in nature. Do a quick workout. Spend time with loved ones who are good for you. Go play with your pet. Go color a page in your coloring book. Go draw, go paint. Go do something and get into your body and out of your head. That will help so much, trust me. Because after I saw that person, that was very triggering to see, I had an amazing evening with my friends. Totally forgot all about those negative emotions that I was feeling before. So, surround yourself with good people. And if you don't have those people right now, please don't give up. They will come. I barely had any friends for years until recently. It's better to be alone than with a bunch of fake friends who don't really care about you. I hope this video has helped you in some way. I know it was kind of a different style than I normally do, but I just really felt like coming on here and talking to you guys about this topic today. And whenever you're watching this, whatever you're going through now, or whatever you have gone through, find the lesson in it and then level up. We're not going to get revenge. We don't do that. We rise above that kind of behavior. And the best revenge is doing better after you cut them out of your life anyway. So that's what we're doing. And with this elevated awareness that you now have, you can go out there and find and attract better friends to you. So I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat, and I hope that it's helped you in some way. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and save it for later if you think you'll need to come back and hear these takeaways again. Remind yourself or share it with a friend who you think may need it. I love you so much. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next video.